Random number generation in Excel to produce Poisson distributed data. Poisson distributed data is a data that have positive value. It cannot be negative, and it include counting the number of visit to a GP or a dentist per year. So Poisson data has to be whole number or integer. It cannot be decimal or fraction. So it has to be whole number from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. To generate Poisson data in Excel, I will generate here 4 variables that follow Poisson distribution. The way to do that is to click on data, then click on data analysis, scroll down to random number generation, click on OK. I will generate 4 variables, and in each variables there will be 100 numbers in it, and I'm going to select the distribution to be Poisson distribution. And for the parameters lambda, I'm going to set it up at 30, and for output range, select the cell here, and then if I click on OK, 4 different variables have been generated that should follow Poisson distribution. For the first variable, I will check the mean and the standard deviation for the data by clicking on data analysis, and then click on descriptive statistic, click on OK, select the range of data which is data in A, and then column, and then the output range is to insert in this cell. And for the summary statistics, select summary statistics, click on OK. A table is generated showing that the mean, which is in this case the lambda, is around 30, and the variance is 27, and the standard deviation of 5.2. To look at the distribution of the data, select the data here, then insert histogram, and a histogram is generated showing the distribution. To look at the distribution of the second variable, and to look at the third distribution of the third variable, and then for the fourth variable. To check whether these data follow Poisson distribution, I will import the data, copy them and paste them in SPSS, and then check whether they follow Poisson distribution. So I'm going to select all the 4 variables or columns, copy them, and then in SPSS click here and then paste all the 4 variables here. Click on variable view, and then I'm going to rename them into V1 for variable 1, V2 for variable 2, V3 for variable 3, and V4 for variable 4. Get rid of the decimal for all the 4 variables, and measured in scale for all the 4 variables. To check whether these data, each variable in these data, follow a Poisson distribution, we will use Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. Click on Analyze, and then scroll down to Nonparametric tests, legacy dialogues, and then select the one sample KS, which stands for one sample Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. Select all the 4 variables, drag them into this box, untick normal, and then tick the Poisson distribution, set the mean, which is the lambda, for 30, and in the exact, no changes to the exact, and for options select descriptive, continue, and then OK. 2 tables are generated. The first one is descriptive, showing that the variables from 1 to 4 have cases in it, 100, and the mean for each is around 30 to 31, and the standard deviation is indicated here. For the test that will determine whether the data in each variable follow Poisson distribution is the KS test, and for variable 1 the mean is 30, and the most important part is the significant result here. So for this significant result, if it is greater than 0.05, then that indicates that the variables follow Poisson distribution. So variable 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, all the 4 variables follow Poisson distribution as the p-value is greater than 0.05. This is the way to generate random number in Excel to get data or produce data that follow Poisson distribution.